Hello guys, welcome to the Trading Parrot. I'm gonna record the short summary, 2 to 3 minutes, to try to summarize where we are with Bitcoin. This specific week looks like the perfect storm of bullish news coming in from all over the place. We are talking about the Fed cutting potentially 25 to 50 basis points, quantitative easing speculation as well in the market, expectations from traders to potentially end the trade war, and massive earnings of 20% plus of the stocks this particular week. So all of that together is helping Bitcoin to exit from the whipsaw that we saw in this area where shorts got decimated, then longs, shorts and longs. Eventually we produce another layer of breakout, but this time into the global resistance of 84 on the 4-hour time frame. As you can see, the 4-hour has a bullish formation with a neckline around 115.7. If we manage to break beyond that level, we have a potential technical target of over 130k, and that is on the 4-hour time frame, guys. We are above the point of control. We have conquered that 111, and we are sitting on a 2.5k CME gap formed this weekend below the price. The past week we did something similar, a pretty decent CME gap that we took 2/3 in one go, and we left the last third for around Thursday, Friday to close it. Right now we still don't show interest in closing the gap despite the fact that we are very close to it. We literally need to move 1.6% down and we start closing the gap. To close it fully is just a move down of 4%. I am still sitting on my short, not doing anything to it. You can read my article on Patreon dedicated to the short, and there hasn't been any changes in over a week. The long though that got stopped out on the second attempt to go into this high, I decided not to enter on the double bottom in here because I was already overdoing on entering on the same level. The risk of this break into the downside was very big, and I always give priority to make sure I don't break the rules so I can keep my high win rate here. If we come back and close the CME gap at around this level, then we are slightly below the point of control. At that point, it's critical for price to reclaim straight away 111.5 to resume the upside. Remember that we have support at 58.79 on the 4-hour. So going for the CME gap means that we are breaking back inside the area of the breakout. So going below 113k.6, which is the current support on the 4-hour. Going below that level to close the gap is a little bit going too further down. It's gonna make all of this look like another whipsaw that who knows how it's gonna end. In this area it did up, down, up, down, up, down. You never know if this is gonna go down and then go into the global support. That sort of risk we have in here as well. We have already done a full flash of the volatility on the lower end, and now we are getting into the upper end on the 4-hour. On the daily, we are very healthy sitting in here. We are attempting to break the order block of 115.3 and potentially completing the technical target of the double bottom by getting into 118k. After that, we already go beyond the golden pocket extension from top to bottom, and that means that there is an extended probability that we put an all-time high because we have already entered and put candle closes inside the golden pocket, and as well we have a bull cross already settled on the MACD. Support on the daily is sitting at 111.6. that is if we come back and test 47, that is still a healthy retest for the daily. On the 4-hour we have this ABCD harmonic pattern that calls for a correction. Maybe that's the one that could give us filling the CME gap. We got plenty of longs exposed, open interest very high at 111. So many people enter longs there, over $1 billion in open interest entered at around 111. Since they are speculators, if they decide to take profits early, which we already see the longs coming back down in here, there could be a pinch of that level anytime. Nothing is guaranteed, but don't rule out particularly that scenario, which is decently likely at the moment. If we go into the CME gap, I'm gonna challenge entering along there. I'll see how we land there if we go there. My preference is to take along from the lows, and I might end up missing additional upside thanks to all the bullish news. You're more than welcome if you want to take a trade, momentum trade or up breakout trade from the neckline I show you on the daily or the neckline on the 4-hour towards the upside. But always remember that if you don't know what you're doing and you're not placing any risk management in this elevated risk, the actual risk is to put that low, then I enter in a magnificent entry and you get all squashed from the highs of something that could turn into a dead cat bounce. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.